Having a certain look in wrestling is essential. We've all heard that term before and it does make sense. If someone looks the part, they're easier to not only buy from a consumer point of view, but also to sell to the public. This ain't just about the sport of kings either. It's all of entertainment. Sometimes that manifests itself in a performer wanting to go all out to shift appearances to try and get the leg over the competition. The one I always go back to, and the one that always scares the crap out of me, is that apparently Dustin Goldust Runnels pitched to Vince McMahon that he would like to get breast implants. Now that absolutely would have gotten him noticed, but I'm not sure what we'd be saying about it today. Probably just be all very confused. This goes on from the top of the card to the bottom, however, so prepare yourself for some truly life-changing decisions, all in the name of becoming a superstar. I'm Simon from WhatCulture, and this is 10 wrestlers who altered their body for their gimmick. Number 10, Adam Bomb. A tattoo in 2018 doesn't sound all that daring, and it's not really, it's just some markings on your skin. It is there forever though, so you don't want to go about getting one for the sake of it unless you're a wrestler and think it may help you get over. If you ever saw Brian Clark before he became Adam Bomb, you may have noticed that on his left arm he had a dragon tattoo. Again, perfectly normal, and yet within a few weeks of becoming a human nuclear weapon, that had gone. Know what was in its place? That's right, an Adam Bomb tattoo. Actually showing a cartoon nuke with the name Adam Bomb written above it, which is ridiculous, it didn't exactly help either. I imagine 99% of us didn't even notice or care. It's not like we were struggling to remember his name and then thought, oh wait, I can just look at his arm. And if you did, you're really weird. Interestingly, both forms of this ink had utterly vanished when Clark returned to WCW as Wrath, so either he was bullied into this idea by Vince McMahon and changed it as soon as he could, or he woke up one day and realized he'd been an idiot. Number 9, Gangrel. Teeth are important. Think about that the next time you're eating. Without those white things in your mouth, you're not going to be processing food very well, and if nothing else, you'll be quite sad. You can also go the other way and upgrade your gnashers, and that's exactly what one Gangrel did when it came to his wrestling gimmick. Deciding he wanted to be a vampire, he had two choices. Those cheap-ass plastic fangs you can buy from the store down the road, or a trip to the dentist to ensure you look like the real deal. As we know, the leader of the Brood went for the latter. David Heath, as he's known in his real life, was so serious and determined to make his character work, he permanently transformed his face, and now he's basically a vampire. 99% sure that's how it works. To be fair, it's likely he wouldn't have had the run in WWE that he did without this look. Can't say it didn't work, but these days I imagine he may regret it. Remember what we said about eating? This can't make it any easier. Number 8, John Tenta. Also known as Earthquake during his WWE days, we go back to this weird obsession with tattooing for the business now, as Mr. Tenta did the same thing as our friend Adam Bomb. When he jumped over to WCW as Avalanche, Vince McMahon's legal team were quick to get in touch to say they should probably think twice about naming the man after another natural disaster, or we could all go to court. That sounds ludicrous to me, but no one wanted to risk it, so John was just repackaged as the Shark instead. Don't forget, this was 1995. Tenta was clearly quite passionate about it though, because before long his tattoo of the Louisiana State University tiger had been replaced by a, you guessed it, massive shark. It didn't help at all because when it flopped, pun intended, WCW just decided to call him John Tenta, meaning now he had a drawing of a shark on his arm for no reason whatsoever. And no, he didn't have himself tattooed over the shark. Number 7, DDP. This list gets weird now because if you do a quick recap, it goes tattoo, teeth, tattoo, and now we're back to teeth. These seem to be the things people in wrestling really care about. But as WWE started to transform DDP into a positively powerful motivational speaker in 2001, which was odd enough given he was a stalker before this, Page decided to go all in. He got his teeth whitened to such a degree they looked like they weren't actually part of his body. They almost appeared painted, which you should not do at home. It's also said that he got a facelift for this role, but what that means I don't know. I can't imagine he had proper plastic surgery, but maybe there are practices out there which can just stretch the skin and make you look a little more rocked and ready to roll. Fair play to the master of the diamond cutter mind. You give him something and he's always going to run with it. Number 6, Buff Bagwell. Look, leg day sucks, we all know it. It really hurts, you don't get much of a pump, and the next day you want to punch yourself in the face because it hurts so much. That doesn't sound fun at all, and that's because it's no fun. Marcus Bagwell took this all the way in 1995 when he decided to have calf surgery, or in short, had things put into his legs to make his calves look bigger. And I get it, I truly do. My calves look like I've never even thought about working them even though I've tried everything. But this? Well, each to their own, I guess. The problem was, within just a few weeks, Bagwell's immune system had rejected the implants and the circulation to his legs became restricted. In case you're unaware, that's really bad. Doctors had to urgently remove them so he didn't lose any limbs, and Buff missed several weeks of action. I'm pretty sure that's not what he wanted to happen. Number 5, Gene Snitsky. What the hell is going on? We're back to teeth again. Wrestlers, man. Wrestlers. And I'm not the only one to be annoyed here. When Mrs. Snitsky saw her baby boy on TV for the first time, she rang him instantly, asking what the hell he was doing. The reason for the shock is because as the baby punter started to take on his new unhinged persona, he not only shaved all the hair on his head, including his eyebrows, but also began to colour his teeth yellow. It was Vince McMahon who suggested he carry about a small vial of dye wherever he went before colouring his choppers each and every time he went out in front of a camera. It wasn't permanent and really was just an effect for television, and it looked disgusting too. So actually, out of everyone we've talked about so far, Snitsky has probably balanced this one best. Well done, friend, you did it. Number 4, Hulk Hogan. I understand, Hulk, truly, I do. Losing your hair is no easy ride, especially because once it's gone, it's gone. There are procedures, sure, but that's a right stress too, and it's all out of your control. It sucks, something clearly Hogan is aware of given he has worn a bandana every day of his life since it happened, and that's what I'm here to talk about. As we know, the Immortal One made his return to WWE TV in 2018 at the controversial Crown Jewel show. Now let's for a second pretend that someone brand new was watching wrestling for the first time. You would see the Hulkster and given his appearance assume he had hair because there's a big wad of it coming out the back of his would-be hat. This is nothing but an out-and-out lie in order to create an illusion of luscious locks, even though we know that's not the case at all. So Hulk may have not physically undergone any changes, but he damn sure wants you to think that nothing has gone down up top. Number 3, the Boogeyman. Who thinks we're about to go back to teeth again? You are absolutely right. But Marty Wright, who would eventually become the Boogeyman in WWE, went through quite the ordeal in 2005 as he trained in OVW. He got smacked so hard in the face, he lost the front row of his bottom teeth. I cannot even fathom how painful that is, and I know if it were happened to me, I would do whatever I could to replace them. But that's Simon Miller. Wright, on the other hand, realised this extra gap in his mouth would make his character far more weird and wacky than it was before, so just told all dentists to stay away. It probably helped him eat worms as well, something he also enjoyed doing as the Boogeyman, and between all this you gotta start wondering if he is the strangest dude in all of wrestling. What did his partner say about all of this? Toothless, worms, carries a giant clock everywhere? Makes no sense. Number 2, Freddie Blasi. No one in this list has the name of Keith, but it's entry number 2, and we're back to teeth. Secret of the pro wrestling industry exposed right here. But yes, the classy one was a heel's heel back in the day who managed to wind people up to the point there was near riots. It got so bad he was even stabbed, had acid thrown in his face, and was warned he may die. Now that is a bad guy. Whilst working in Japan opposite Ricky Dozan, Blasi also managed to leave a number of people in the crowd stunned. His trademark technique was to file down his teeth to a fine point and then bite the foreheads of his opponent so they draw blood. Puts Gangrel to shame. When Japanese viewers saw their hero dripping in the red stuff, a handful supposedly suffered heart attacks and others reportedly even died. I don't know how true that is, but the fact it's even a rumour, well, Blasi wins the teeth game. Number 1, several divas. Back when the term diva was used to describe a female wrestler in the WWE, things got real murky when former creative writer Alex Greenfield took aim at longtime employee and executive Kevin Dunn. In fact, he accused the WWE producer of telling Kelly Kelly that she needed to find some... I can't even say the rest out loud, but it starts with a T, ends with an S, and describes a lady's breasts. In short, Greenfield was insinuating that Dunn told Kelly if she wanted to succeed, she would need to go under the knife. All of this is alleged, of course. Just for the record, and so it's made clear, every woman has the right to do whatever she wants with her body. And during an era in the company where females were judged based on their physical assets, you can't blame any of them for seeking surgery. There were other rumours out there that WWE would actually pay for this, but that very well could be internet nonsense. In many ways, it's like the steroid chatter from the late 80s. Use other means to try and get ahead. Either way, it's certainly one way to change your physique up to help your gimmick. Know of any other wrestlers who altered their body for their gimmick? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Then make sure you head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE, and why not go watch even more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you again soon.